Hey, me ducks, how are we doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. Whew. I've had such a palaver, such a palaver. Um, so as you know, I'm not using StreamYard anymore. I'm using this EV Mux, and I only used it once a few weeks ago. And when I went back today to the studio, everything I'd uploaded was gone. My logo, everything. Every time you do a new stream, you've got to build it again. But it's fine. So I was panicking, like, how much time have I got to do all this again? Anyway, beautiful sweater. Thank you. This is quite, well, I say an old one. It's a couple of years old now, but it's a really thick knitted sweater jumper, which is ideal for this time of the year, especially with weather like this. It's absolutely, for those of us who are in the UK, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the UK, but here it's Baltic. It's really bad. But anyway, before it gets too busy, let's do the hellos to everybody. So the first one in was the lovely Marilyn. Nice to see you. And Holly, and then Butterfly. Our Chris, nice to see all of you. We also have David. Hello, David. Sarah, Holly, Lily Rose. One bottle of Bailey's. I've actually got a steaming mug of Bailey's coffee just to finish it off. You know, you have that little bit, you think, oh, I'll have that in a coffee. Where was I up to? I was up to Lily Rose, wasn't I? Trio of Witches, hello. And our Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. Saskia and Cedar in the City. Nice to see you. Jennifer, Lolly, Les Shures. Hello, welcome. I probably butchered that name. Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. Malamia. Oh, new music. Golden. Hello, Golden. Lovely to see you. Tom's here. Hi, Tom. And Alexandria. Nice to see you. Elspeth. Giselle. Hi from Glastonbury. Sadly can't stay, but wanted to say hi. Not jealous at all. But have a fab time in Glastonbury. We have, who else? Robin. Hello, Robin. Feels like it's been a while. It really does feel like it's been a while. And I was thinking to myself earlier, I haven't really got a lot to talk about. And I was thinking, why haven't I got a lot to talk about? It feels like it's weeks. So it's gonna be pretty much open tonight. People can ask me anything or decide on a subject you want to talk about. We can do a bit of a Q&A, whatever. I'm open to go with the flow within reason. Where was I up to? 24 Blue Wolves. Nice to see you. Monsar, hello. We have Dawn the Prawn, hello. Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. Shelby, Trisha. Perilous Snow. I bet it's even worse up there. Charmed Viewer, hello. Tammy Pie, hello. Now, Tammy Pie is basking in the tropics. We had Baileys and Kahlua, mixed together last night. When I used to go to my mum's for Christmas, we used to mix Tia Maria and Baileys. Oh, it's lovely. That sounds nice. I'm not cuddles up on the couch with a cuppa and hot water bottle, the dogs, and a Sherpa blanket. What a Saturday night compared to what they used to be like, when we were younger. Heidi, hello. Karen, hello. Beth's here. Hi, Beth. Nice to see you. Rolf's here as well. Hello, Rolf. And pick the deck from behind. The deck roulette. Yeah, we can do that as well. But yeah, absolutely freezing. As you know, on the weekend I usually get up at 5, shower, head out. It's about a 40-minute drive, meet my friend, walk the dogs. And last night we were like, we saw the weather was like, yeah, let's just meet for a coffee. So I went out this morning and it was torrential rain. Like, you know, when you're driving along and the sound of the rain on the tin roof of a car is deafening. And because I was going up the motorway as well, visibility was like, I mean, thankfully it was, you know, at that time, I think it was about 6:15. We had a bit of a lay-in, not walking the dogs. No lorries or anything on the road spraying up, because they're the worst, trying to drive in torrential rain with water spraying everywhere. But it was so dark, it was pitch black. And yeah, it was like something out of a film. The noise of the rain and the windscreen wipers going like this, all for coffee. The things you do. But yeah, and I just couldn't wait to get back. Got back about 9ish, and just I did a walkthrough of a deck. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I put it already on the shelf, but it's the Yokai Tarot, which is a fantastic. The artwork in this deck is gorgeous. It's really, really nice, and it's by Lo Scarabeo. So I filmed that, and then I bought a DVD from downstairs. I went to HMV. I picked up 2 actually. I picked up the new release of the Blair Witch Project, classic film. I still remember seeing that in the cinema. I was married at the time. It was 1999, and I saw it in the cinema. And at the time, everybody thought it was real. It was like the first that started the found footage subgenre, wasn't it? And I remember watching it, and there was something about it because it was so different to anything I'd ever seen. And I used to have it on DVD, and I lent it to someone, and it never came back. So, yeah, it was. I sat and watched that, and then because it's been re-released in a new format, so it's not on 35mm. You can watch the original 35mm. There's an extra bonus disc with like a documentary, which is 2.5 hours. I watched that as well, and then deleted scenes, which I can't even get through because they filmed 22 hours of footage for Blair Witch. So I started to watch that, and then so I've just had a cozy day, you know, when you want to snuggle in. Stormbert, yes. Stormbert was storm nothing burger here, just breezy and drizzle. Wow, gosh, Dave, it's been awful here. See if there's any other comments. Coffee is gold. Yeah, I've got. I couldn't get. What have I got? Which coffee is it? It's the Azera, which isn't too bad, but I like the Kenko Millicano, or the Costa in the tin. I think Sandra, is this what we brought back? Was it the Azera that we bought in Glastonbury and we never even opened it? You took the tea bags, I took the coffee. That's what I've got. With Baileys. Hope you're having a great day. Hello, Thace. Nice to see you. I am, thank you. Are you? Very windy in southeast London. Been watching Bad Sisters. I've not heard of that. Is it good? Butterfly says new release of Blair Witch. What? I must see. I'm gonna grab it because I can't remember. It's shot on a different format. Let me grab it. So this is it. No, that's upside down. Blair Witch. And it says now that it's a new second sight film restoration of the theatrical and festival cuts from high 8 videotapes and 16mm film elements, which has been approved by producers and directors. Also includes the original theatrical cut on 35mm. And then the disc 2 is the documentary, deleted scenes, etc., etc. There's loads on the second disc, but it'll be pretty cool to sit and watch it again after many years. When he fell down off that high horse, I'll get to that comment. Are they still doing DVDs? I hope so. I hope so, because I need them to keep making DVD players, because I've got hundreds of DVDs. Hundreds, probably about 400 or 500 DVDs. A whole library of them. Isn't that a surprise? But yeah, and I know we can stream everything now, but not everything's available to stream, especially some old classics and things. So I like to be able to have the option to pull a DVD off the shelf. The weather's been crazy, says Kathy. We've had sleet, torrential rain, thunder, hailstorms all in one day in Liverpool. Are you in Liverpool, Kathy? Oh, that's where my roots are from. When I first saw pink flamingos, I thought it was real. Isn't pink flamingos the one with Divine in that eats something rather unsavory? Hello, Karina. Nice to see you. 22 hours of people running through the woods. Well, that's what they were saying on the documentary. It was like, we decided to cut quite a bit out because there was like an hour in one bit where Heather is just walking, filming the path through the woods as they're walking, because they just filmed everything. And it's all unscripted and just get on with it and make it look real. And they snipped out everything that didn't look natural. If it looked like it was being acted a bit, and then they cut it out. So it's finally stopped raining in Michigan. Do we ever see the Blair Witch? I can't remember. No, you don't see anything. That's the beauty of it. Everything is left to the imagination. There's a scene where they come running. You see the tent being, shaken and stuff, and they go running, and Heather starts shouting at the top of her voice, "What the fuck is that? What is that? What is that?" And you can't see anything. And I remember sitting in the cinema going, "What's what?" But it's all about the intensity of the situation rather than you actually seeing things. But in the documentary, it tells you they had somebody dressed in white, even a white kind of stocking over their face, that ran towards them in the woods so that their fear was real. So when she was shouting, "What the F is that?" we didn't see it because we're not meant to see it, but she saw it. I was shit scared of Blair Witch at the time. And I think it was because it was marketed as real. When the film was sold after the Sundance Film Festival, I forgot the company that bought it now. They wanted to, they went to IMDb and put the actors like Heather Donahue and them as deceased for a time because they wanted people to believe that it was real. And the makers of the film was like, no, we don't want you to do that. That's deception, you know. And because there was already, it had been pirated, and it's the only time a film has benefited from being pirated because it got a fandom before it was released. They knew it wasn't real. So then it had a very short life in the cinema, even though it made millions, because people were being tricked. And even though they said, we don't think you should do that. But when I went to see it, it was being marketed as real found footage. So I believed it all. It wasn't until a couple of years later I realised it wasn't real. Lots of runny noses. Yeah. Yes, from Glastonbury. Yes, from Glastonbury. Oh, the coffee. Do you mean Nescafe Azera? Yeah. We had little choice. I don't like Nescafe coffee at all. Like Gold Blend or that bog standard Nescafe. But the Azera isn't too bad as a third option for instant coffee anyway. Bad Sisters is awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up. What is Bad Sisters about then? Yeah, Lavazza is pretty good. That's I don't know if they do an instant, but I used to get that in the block, and as soon as you cut into it, the air got to it, it softened up, didn't it? I used to use that in a percolator. Can you still get them percolated? Lavazza is good. Wonder if it hurt when he fell down from that high horse. Oh, so he was on about the coffee. I've still got VHS videos. I've still got VHS videos of home recordings. Steady, nothing like that. I used to have a camcorder back in the 90s, early 90s. In fact, all the way through the 90s. I had it for about 10 years. And I've got loads of stuff. I've even got my grandma on there. But I've got no way of watching them. And I know you can pay to have them converted, or you can buy all this equipment, which would just finish me off trying to work out how to do that. But yeah, I've got when I was on TV, because me and my family was part of a Channel 4 documentary. All that's there. The factories that my parents owned. I went and did some filming in there. So I've always been a bit of a vlogger. Loads of stuff. When I got married, my trips to America, they're all on VHS tapes. But I used to have VHS films, obviously, but I sold them all when I converted over to DVD. Went to a car boot, sold them all for £1 each, and made over £300 in one day. It was brilliant. Vinyls and cassettes are back too. I knew vinyls were back. I didn't know cassettes were back. Our HMV has got a huge vinyl section now downstairs. Runny noses on Blair Witch, or runny noses of all us UK folks. It's so cold. I think I'd like to watch Blair Witch again. It's been a while, and the build-up was so much fun. Yeah, it was. They charge for old movies nowadays. Yeah, and some, like the second film that I bought, that's what I was saying. It's called Long Legs, because everybody, and I know Nicolas Cage has got a bit of a reputation for being in bad films, but everybody I've spoke to that's seen it have said it's really, really good. And I think it's a bit like Seven, is it? Or Hannibal. People have said it's a bit like Silence of the Lambs, where there's an FBI agent trying to catch a serial killer, but they said it's really good. So I bought that as well. But why am I mentioning that? Oh yeah, because that's not available for streaming. You can't stream it. So there's also a film that I want to get, but it's not in HMV yet, called Late Night with the Devil. And I went to see that in the cinema in May. And it's really, really good. again, it's a bit like found footage of an old 70s TV show that went horribly wrong. But it's I loved it. And yeah, it's one of those, it's like everybody talked about this time last year, or Christmas. What's it called? Gosh, the huge film last Christmas in the UK film. Come on, brain. The stately home. He kills everyone. Saltburn. Not being released on DVD. It's like, why? Why? But anyway, yeah. And I know you can get that one on Amazon Prime. I think Blair Witch would still scare me. I heard the producers genuinely scare the actors. Yeah, they wanted that. Absolutely, Tom. They wanted that realism. Yeah, they just sent them into the woods and played about with them, really. You've got to admit it was pretty good for its time. Yeah, it was. I don't like scary movies. Sandra didn't find it scary. It was good, but not scary for her. Divine would fit right in Sallow. Sallow? Sallow. I'm not sure what Sallow is. Did Robin confirm that was the film that I was thinking of? Can't see it. Always thought the ending was a bit of a head scratcher. Probably just me. Yeah, I think the ending, when it ended in the cinema, I was like, what? But there are 4 other alternative endings, which is also on the extras on this. And there's one I preferred where he's levitating, because Mike, that she's screaming for, because it's really confusing, because there's a DAT, a digital audio, can't remember what the T stands for, but the audio is recorded separately. So Heather's got a handheld black and white camcorder type device that doesn't have any sound. He's got the big camera and the DAT, so he's picking up her sound. So when he drops to the ground, when they get into the house, she's behind. You're seeing her footage, but you're hearing her in a distance because it's picking up on his DAT. So then she walks in and she sees him standing in the corner, and then she's hit from behind and she drops to the ground. But there's all these different endings, and the 4 producers couldn't agree on the right ending, so they went with the original one. But the one where he's levitating when she walks in, I thought that would have been a better ending. I've got footage of me in the 90s with long hair and biker jacket. And that's what I love about, capturing things on photographs are great, aren't they, to get out an old photograph album. But if you've actually got video footage where you can hear their voice and see them, that moment in time captured, I think it's lovely. I have a friend who works in the park where Blair Witch was filmed. They still have special events, walks for it. Quite the fandom. I can imagine Nothing So Strange. I mean, for them to be lost in there for 5 days, you'd imagine it must have been like the Amazon rainforest, but I bet in reality, it's not that big of a forest. I remember when Becca made you Blair Witch puppets. Yeah, it's still hanging on the wall, just behind the witch there. Yeah, it's up there. I love the Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage. I didn't even know he did that. The last film I watched was the remake of The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage, and it was such a travesty. I watched it the day I moved in here because I couldn't believe I was living in the city, and I moved in, everything was in place, and I thought, I'm going to go across and get a membership at Cineworld where you can have an unlimited pass. I did it there and then. So you can see a film now if you want, and I went to see Wicker Man. Dreadful. I can't feel the cold because of the hot flushes. Wow. Hi Cheryl, how you doing? How's Bobby? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Amityville, hands down, is the scariest film for me. Terrifies me. I think for me, the film that will probably always terrify me the most is Halloween, the original. And that's because that was the first horror film I ever saw when I was 13. And for some unknown reason, my mum let me stay up and watch it. And I was that terrified, I couldn't turn off the lights and go up to my bedroom. I was too terrified, so I slept on the armchair. It was a long time before I was allowed to watch a horror film again. Was Saltburn not a Prime exclusive? Wasn't it on Netflix? And now it's on Amazon? Or is it the other way around? But even so, you'd think they'd bring it out on DVD, wouldn't you? Anyone watching the new series of Yellowstone? I've never watched any Yellowstone. Cheryl says, finally managed to catch a live. First time the NHS Wi-Fi is working during visiting hours. Wow. Skeleton Key. Yeah, that's a good film. Someone told me about it and I thought, oh, that sounds good. I went and bought the DVD. And then when I went to put it back on the shelf, I'd already got it. So I ended up with 2 copies, so I gave one away. Hitchcock used to play mind games with his actors to elicit the performances he wanted. Hitchcock was just a genius with his films. So good. Levitating on Blair Witch. Wonder how they achieved that on their budget. Yeah, I know. It was in the corner again, but instead of facing into the corner, he was facing outward, and he was like suspended in midair. There'll be wires and things attached to his back, wouldn't it? Didn't they do a similar approach as Blair Witch to Cloverfield with a home video camera type production? As Blair Witch to Cloverfield. Yeah, I think Blair Witch was the first to do the found footage format. And then they had a lot from that, didn't they? Like 8mm. Chronicle is one of my favourites. I love Chronicle. And yeah, Cloverfield. I even like the second Cloverfield, which isn't... it's called 10 Cloverfield, isn't it? Which isn't found footage. Not the bees. What? Love the Wicker Man, but not the one with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, absolutely not. Bobby stood up for the first time this week. Yeah, I saw the video. I saw the video that you posted. That was great. When do you go to New York, Simon? 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I was terrified reading Amityville Horror. It was purported to be based on real events. Yes. The what was that couple called? They went there as well, didn't they? Ed Davey and his wife. Was it Ed Davey? Is that the right name? Or is Ed Davey a politician? I think Dave is a politician. Simon, you can watch previous series of Yellowstone on Channel 5. Is it good then? I've been to Yellowstone. I can't watch any horror movies anymore. Hello, Grun. Yes, Skeleton Key was good, but I didn't think it did voodoo or hoodoo any justice. But does it ever? A colleague at work said, "Oh, I watched a film the other night. I think you might like. It was called Tarot." I was like, "Oh, right. Is it available for streaming? But it's only on Sky Movies, and I don't have that. I'm on Virgin, so I've still not seen Tarot." Babadook was pretty scary. I've not even heard of that. I watched one of the Saw movies about 15 years ago and felt sick. Yeah, I can't do anything that's just like sick, blood, gore. To me, that's not horror. That's something different. Horror for me is more thriller, suspense. Like What Lies Beneath, that's a really good one. But I went to see Saw at the cinema, and I've never watched another one. Doesn't appeal to me. I wanted to ask about the Banksy deck. Banksy deck? I've got a Banksy deck. I had it quite a few years. Simon, it's very good. What's very good? Love the tarot film. Did you? Was it good? Because you got laughy emojis. A few of us here from London. We should do a London meetup sometime. Yeah, I went to London twice this year. I don't watch gore either. I also don't like the dumb things that mix comedy with horror. That tarot movie is so full of stereotypes. It made me so peeved I created a list in Prime with all the producers and director on a banished list. That takes some work. Never watching anything they do again. I mean, they're going to, aren't they? I guess filmmakers are appealing to the masses, and we're niche, aren't we, in the world of tarot? And if you say tarot to anybody outside of our circle, I suppose, they instantly, wrongly, of course, but instantly have a perception, and it keeps being reinforced through the media. Although then you've got somebody like Christina Ricci now who's talking about it in a very sort of mainstream way. So maybe it will change in time. Robin sent me an interview with her, an hour-long interview with her. Well, about 45 minutes, I think it was. And she was saying she's not a tarot reader as such, and she doesn't believe tarot can predict the future or anything like that. She does it more for that sort of revealing insights and introspection. And so, maybe somebody with her kind of celebrity status will change it and it be open to more people. Simon, are you seeing Wicked when in New York? I am. Yes, Jen and Elle bought me a ticket to see Wicked on Broadway for my birthday, which amazing gift, isn't it? I'm going to see Wicked on Wednesday with some friends from work at the cinema. And in one way, I was like, I kind of want to see the musical before the film, because that was the order. It's been out for 10 years, hasn't it? But it's just the way it is. I watched about 5 minutes and gave up on the tarot movie. Wow. So was Chris being sarcastic when he said he loved it? I watched about 5 minutes. Yeah, I read that. I don't like Yellowstone, but I didn't like Yellowstone, but I highly recommend the backstory to it. 1883. It's 10 episodes. So good. So 1883, you didn't like Yellowstone, but you like the backstory. So is it worth watching 1883 first and then watching Yellowstone? And then Lily Rose said Yellowstone is very good. Are you working with any new decks at the minute? I mean, I've had some new decks in that Cheryl sent, but I'm actually been working with the more her name's just gone out of my head, Mardeva Padma, because I've got the three of them together now on a stand. So I have the Asher Zen, and then I have the Sacred She. Is that what it was called? Sacred She? So do you know when I get tarot decks and I take them out of the box and I put the box on the shelf and I just work the cards, I forget the title. The Curious Travels one, I always have to think, now what's this deck called? Because I'm just working with the deck. You know what I mean? So, and then, as you know, I bought the Oracle deck as well, the Tao Oracle, which is beautiful. So I've been working with the three of them together. Morning, I pull an Oracle each day, and in the morning I've been doing the Osho Zen, and then in the evening I've been pulling from this deck. So having that sort of, and I used to do that before. I've done it with Patrick Valenza. I've done it with Scylla Conway's decks, where when you've got oracles. I've done it with Arnatorian's deck. So it's nice having those three decks from the same creator, the same style of art. I've really appreciated that. So that's what I've been using recently. I'm debating about going to see Wicked at the movies. Simon's seeing the show on Broadway. What We Do in the Shadows is delightful. I've heard that's good. I think Kelly Bear told me about that. I've never got to see it. Took me forever to catch on to Inside Number 9. That's fantastic. I love the whole Yellowstone franchise. I might have to check it out then. I'm just trying to catch up with the comments. They're jumping quite a bit. What We Do in the Shadows is brilliant. What's it about? Good suggestions for you above, Simon. From Karen for your trip to New York City. Karen, there's Crystal Connection from upstate New York, or the Starscape event that ends on January the 12th. Namaste Crystal Shop. I think Robin's told me about Namaste Crystal Shop. That sounds familiar. Robin's done a bit of an itinerary of places that he thinks I'd like to see or would appreciate seeing. So, what I read about What We Do in the Shadows. Let me scroll down. Gallery of Hallucinations. I'd love that. I'd love it. I think there's issues again shipping some decks from the US to the UK. There's her that did the Naked Heart, Gillian C. Wilde, has got an RWS deck out. I think it's called Pixie Pop or something like that. Looks absolutely brilliant. Deanne showed it last week, and I was like, oh gosh, because trying to ship to here though now. And I thought, well, I'm going to New York, so I can order it and have it sent there, and that's brilliant. I can just collect it when I'm there. It was out of stock. I even messaged Gillian, I think through Instagram, or it might have been through Messenger, but it's obviously holding me back because she's not seen it even to say, will you let me know when it's back in stock? I'm not quite sure what people are talking about there. It must be about a show. Simon, yes, I would recommend watching 1883 first, as it's the prequel. It sets the story of the history of the Dutton family. Okay. Hello, Deanne. Nope, not being sarcastic. I genuinely enjoyed it and watching it several times. I'd say go see it and judge for yourself. Just don't take it too seriously. Yeah. And I don't really, when you're watching any sort of horror film, you just have to kind of take it at face value and enjoy it for what it is, don't you? I love the look of the Beetlejuice tarot. Might treat myself for Christmas, says Heidi. It's really good. It's a really good deck. I think Insight Editions, Titan, some decks can be hit and miss. Look at Sonic the Hedgehog. But that one has been done really well. Simon, I saw Wicked in London and thoroughly enjoyed it. It'll be extra special in New York. Enjoy it to the max. Thank you, Lily Rose. It will certainly create a memory, won't it? That London. Yeah. Down in that London. I really want the Osho's End, but can't find it anywhere. The ones on Amazon have reviews say they're fake. There is a mini Osho's End now. Can I get my hands on it right away? Or probably not. No, I don't know where it is to immediately put my hands on it. But there's a mini Osho Zen as well. Charles, hello. Charlene, sorry, my eyes. Hi, everybody. Mostly lurk during your live, Simon, while tarot journaling. But I wanted to say that I really like what they did tarot-wise in the Agatha All Along series. I think I started watching that. I don't know why I've stopped. Don't know why. I think I just forgot about it. You only have so many series on the go. I need to go back to that. There's a film as well. What We Do in the Shadows is fabulous. Both the film and the series. Modern Life and Vampires, basically. Oh, wow. I always thought it was a comedy. Or is it a comedy? What We Do in the Shadows is about a vampire family living in Staten Island. It's wickedly funny, but the two most recent seasons are a bit disappointing for me. Oh, I might have to check that out as well then. Can you hear that? How can it be that somebody drills every night for the last 2 years? I bet if they went into their apartment, they'll go and they'll just find a wall with about 1,000 holes in it. I'm like, somebody can't drill every night for 2 years. It's one of life's mysteries. I think there are copies on Etsy for Pixie Pop. Etsy. What, official? Are they official? Does Gillian have a shop on Etsy and it's through that? I went to her website and it was out of stock. Ship the deck to where you're staying in New York. Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do. Butterfly's not bought a deck in over a year now. The only ones I really want now are the Bohemian Gothic and Sleepy Hollow. Wow, over a year. 007 Tarot. It's winging its way to Tammy Pie. Hey folks, it's my birthday tomorrow. I thought yours was October, Butterfly. I don't know why. Yeah, I always thought yours was around the same time as me. But anyway, happy birthday for tomorrow. Postal strike in Canada. What was the documentary about Osho and the mad times at the ranch? Wild Wild Country. I've watched it twice. It's brilliant. You've got to watch it. It's on Netflix, Tom. Wild Wild Country. Sheila. Oof. And then they did a follow-up after that about Sheila years after, like revisited where she is now. Pumpkin spice Baileys. Stop. As I shamelessly fish for birthday wishes. That's fine. Hello, Naomi. Nice to see you. How you doing? Oh, and it's Marita's on Tuesday. David says, it's probably a criminal gang of thieves, tarot thieves, drilling into your tarot vault. It's taken them long enough. Did you all hear it? I don't know if it would have picked up, but it's close by anyway. Simon, your birthday and mine and Becca's are all within weeks. We're the same age. That must be what I was thinking of. I've seen Wild Wild Country twice too. Oh, I thought you was asking the name of it. Need to watch that follow-up though. Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as Wild Wild Country, but it's nice to see what happened to her. 10 Rillington Place springs to mind with neighbours drilling scenario. Naomi's doing well. That's good. I did receive Crow Redux Pocket deck this week, though. The Crow Redux. Am I right in thinking we're now in Sagittarius season? Oh gosh, Chris, I thought you would have been somebody that knew that. No point asking me. Sagittarius. I think my dad was a Sagittarius and he was December the 7th. So possibly. Thanksgiving. Oh, when's Thanksgiving? Thank you. How about you? I'm prepping for 16 people coming for Thanksgiving. That's got to be around, is it around the 25th? That's Monday, isn't it? That's a lot of people. It is a lot of people. Neighbours making smoothies. Or grinding some coffee beans. Does the drilling go on for a long time every night? No. It's like one hole being drilled. Probably lasts for about 5 or 6 seconds. But I hear it every night and have done for the last couple of years. Yesterday turned Sagittarius. Thanksgiving this Thursday. Treat yourself, Simon, even though it's not a Brit holiday. Pig out. No. Oh dear. So anyway, how is everybody doing, and what drinks have you got? It's not a drill, it's the Nutty Professor farting. I've never seen the Nutty Professor. Not if you follow Real Sky Astrology. I don't follow anything like that. Yeah, so somebody asked about decks that have come in recently. One that I've really enjoyed is this one, which is Tarot the Cosmic Seed. This is a beautiful deck. I won't do a walkthrough because obviously I've just done one this week, but absolutely gorgeous. to think now that mass market decks are coming to this standard. You know, if 5 years ago, if I'd have ordered this, or somebody put this in my hand, I'd be like, no, it's an indie deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colours, the artwork is stunning. It's just a gorgeous deck, and it's got that lovely, beautiful. Yeah, so Cheryl sent that. That's available at Oneness Emporium. But I can't believe how beautiful. And I've not heard, who was the Little Red Beth from Little Red Tarot's put a quote on the back. Oh, it's Wiser, isn't it? Is it Wiser? Where has that gone? Even magnifying glass because it's tiny. Yeah, it's Wiser Books who did the Wiser Tarot. But I mean, again, really up their game when it comes to packaging. Wow, chat's really gone fast. I know roughly, Simon, but when I talk decans, I just say start off month, mid-month, end of month. No precision with me. Just finished a Nescafe. I read that there is going to be a sci-fi tarot deck. Todd Elcott start. Yes, I read that. A new Todd Elcott deck. It's science fiction one. Glass of white wine for Steph. Tower of the Cosmic Seed, have the indie, but this yeah, and I mean, by all accounts, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I've not seen the indie, but there's certainly a comment left that it looks like. Can you hear the wind? This is Storm Burt. It looks like the mass market version is actually better than the indie version. Who'd ever thought that would be a thing? I've got all my windows shut as well. Hopefully you could hear that. We're spoilt for choice these days, and I'm loving it. Oh, so Trio of Witches, you've got both editions of the indie. Have you, what's your thoughts? Oh, both editions of the indie. I thought you meant both editions, as in the indie and the mass, but... So there's two indie versions, was there? Lily Rose has got a glass of Bailey's on the rocks. Heidi's going to check it out. The backs. I know the backs are beautiful, aren't they? Pumpkin spice chai tea. Oh, thanks, that sounds nice. I've just finished my pumpkin spice from Bird and Blend. I need to go and get their Snowball. They've got a Christmas one out called Snowball. By the way, folks, can I say I taught Marion how to riffle shuffle last night when I saw her? She got all excited when the cards started bridging. So, Simon, if we ever meet, that's my goal. Good luck trying. Good luck trying. Many have tried and failed, Chris. I don't know why. It just doesn't. Fake Baileys for me. More double cream than alcohol, not complaining. What, that you've made yourself with double cream? Or did you get like that country satin stuff that you can get? Ooh, I tried that once at a friend's house. I sound like a right snob, don't I, when it comes to coffees and drinks? Oh no, can't have country satin or Nescafe. Oh, can you imagine adding both together? Oof. That's made that taste. That's really weird. Thinking of country satin and cheap Nescafe together. When I took a mouthful of that, change the taste of it. I've actually never bought an indie deck. I think I'd be too scared to use it in case I damaged it. I mean, sometimes, if you like a deck, that's the only option at that moment in time. If they become really popular, then very often, publishers will pick it up. I'm not drinking Nescafe at the moment, Chris. This isn't your bog standard Nescafe. It's a Zera. That wind is really getting up, but very heartily and warming. I've got a keema in the slow cooker, and it's been on since 9 o'clock this morning. So, and the waft of it is all through the day coming through. So I'm going to do some rice after this and have some keema curry. Simon, do you think you could squeeze Sandra into your bag and smuggle her into New York with you? I could, but then where would she stay? Because apparently Jen's apartment, I think she's worried about where I'm going to fit in. Ballycastle from LD. I've not tried that one, to be fair. Can you teach me how to riffle shuffle, please? Every time I try, I end up with a I can't even get my head around when you separate and twist it. I twist it the wrong way. So, you go to separate your deck and you have to twist it. I mean, they're already the wrong way. I'm like, I can't. My brain just doesn't work that way. And I'm like, no, why twist it the other way? And I'm like, oh, gosh. You could do a tutorial on your channel. A live might be hysterical. Teach everyone. I even tried with, do you remember the Golden Thread tarot that came out, the plastic cards? Because they're very thin. And everybody was like, this is a brilliant deck to practice riffle shuffling with. And I almost got it with that. Somebody had to twist the cards for me so they're the right way. And then I kind of put these bits here behind. But then they went everywhere. Shot off in every direction. I can hear the wind whistling. Yeah, it's starting to get up. Talking of indie decks, says Tom, if anyone has an Old Ways Magic Oracle they want to trade, I'm trying to find a copy. Old Ways Magic Oracle. I've not heard of that, I don't think. What's that Oracle deck that was really popular? It begins with a B, one word. I want to say Bellini's, but it's not Bellini's. That was a corner shop where I grew up. But that's a deck I've always tried to get, and it sometimes goes for ridiculous amounts. I made vodka and Nescafe before, but I'm Scottish. Vodka and Nescafe. I'm not a vodka lover. I like a lot of drinks, but vodka is something. Someone said, do you want a vodka or a vodka and Coke? I can't. The only time I like vodka is in a Black Russian with Tia Maria and Coke, and then only one or two. Only one or two. I mean, they're really potent. I'm having a nice red curry for brekkie. A red curry for brekkie. When you say red curry, is that Thai then? Thai red? Because you can get green curries, red curries, can't you? Yellow curries. Yes, Simon, you need to inhale and hold your breath your whole stay in Jen's small apartment. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I watched a video on YouTube and now I can riffle shuffle too in smug mode. Looked like a crab for a second then, Simon. What looked like a crab? Simon, I think you may be overthinking the riffle thing. Nah, don't do a twist. Put the deck down on the table so they're in front of you sideways. Landscape. And then pick up half the cards and put the pile down to the side of the first pile. It's like reading stereo instructions. And you're good to go. Righto. You have it. It's the Naomi Cormack one. The Naomi Cormack one. Well, the one that Tom was asking about. What? Old Ways Magic Oracle. I've got it. Old Ways Magic. Are you sure? Old Ways Magic. Anybody remember the name of the deck beginning with a B? The old Oracle deck in like a playing card size. I nearly had it then, but it went. Simon, I've got it. Drink 2 Black Russians and then practice riffle shuffling. If I can't do it sober, Beth, got no chance. Oh wow, my friend is Thai. She made a big pot. You lucky thing. Hello, Flagella. I bought it for you. Old Ways Magic Oracle. Oh gosh, I need to have a look at it because that title isn't ringing any bells. But if Sandra bought it for me, it'll be on that shelf. Old Ways Magic Oracle. By Naomi Cormack. Come on then, accept. Oh yes, in the little pouch. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I can't see it, but if it's in a pouch, it might be on a stack at the end. Yes, I have it. It's terrible though, but it's like I was saying, I forget the names of decks when I've got them out and I'm using them. If I don't look at the box, then it completely goes out of my mind of what they're called. I was at a Filipino christening today and the food was delicious. Wow, sounds it. Filipino. Not quite sure what they have, but I like trying new foods from different cultures. It's because he has too many decks. I know, and it's a wonder I haven't bought a deck before now, already having it. Old Ways Magic is for sale on the website. There you go, Tom. The B deck, bastards. What? What? I think it's super indie from England. It is. I think I can see it at the bottom on top of the decks. Certainly an ecru coloured cloth. Simon, I saw the first Occult Tarot by Robert M. Place behind you. Joe, do you get on with it? I'm thinking of letting go of mine. Oh, it's wonderful. Mind you, I just love Robert M. Place's decks anyway. Where did you see it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I love his new indie designs, you know, in these sliding boxes with the cloth kind of cover on it. I bought this in London when I went in the summer. La 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 la. Really, really nice. And lovely big cards. Really nice size. Very clear artwork. We have Aquarius there. I mean, look at that moon card. Sandra, didn't you buy this as well? We have Creation. These are the backs. Really nice matte cardstock. Because I think you bought them, Sandra, and I was quite surprised because I know what you're like with pip decks. But I think you liked it for its kind of historical context as well, didn't you? Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful deck. Look at that death card as well. Anything by Robert M. Place, I adore. I think there's a new one out. I forgot what it's called now, but I remember seeing somebody talk about it the other day. It's getting near yearly roundup deck favourites for 2024 as everybody started compiling their lists. I have. I've got to narrow it down because I'm up to 12. 2's got to go. And it's been a brilliant year. I was trying to think of when I'm going to record it. Obviously, with not being in the country after the 13th. So I might have to do it first week of December. I just don't like Robert's art style. Gosh. Not sure what that's about. I love Robert M. Place decks. That one will be next. Maybe 2 honourable mentions. That could be a way around it. Let me have a look at my list because it's on my notes. I'm not revealing anything yet though, but where is it? Top 10 decks of 2024. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got 13 now. I definitely know my number 1. And I think I definitely know my number 2 and 3. I know my 1, 2, and 3. The rest are kind of some on here. I think, was that really this year? It feels like forever ago. But we have been spoilt this year. Really spoilt. Alchemist Tarot is one of my favourites. Yeah, have you seen, David, the Blue Sky edition of the Alchemist Tarot? I think is it down as the 6th edition? I think it is. I'm not going to grab for it because I'll knock everything off. But I wonder if Melodic Melodies tarot deck will be in your top 10 decks. Sam, what are your thoughts on the Hush Tarot? Seen so many people talk about it, but I can't make up my mind whether I like it or not. Well, I've been on a right journey with the Hush Tarot. So I had it when myself, Becca, and Elle used to do the Tarot Times. Sandra used to do all the research for us and tell us what decks were coming out, and then we'd get some and talk about it. And if we didn't like them, we'd give it away. And I had the Hush Tarot, and I felt, I mean, it's beautiful, but it felt a bit disjointed. The different art, not art styles, but you'd have cards like Radha and Krishna for lovers, and then you'd have a raven or a crow and it just felt a bit disjointed. So I gave it away, and then I watched loads of reviews and walkthroughs and people showing them, and I was like, if I see that again in a shop, I'm going to get it. And when I went to the shop in Chesterfield, it was on the shelf. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it another go. And I worked with it for quite a bit, and I liked it. But then I started to feel the same way again as I did previously. So I thought, well, I'll put it back on the shelf, because I've learnt now not to just let decks go that quickly, because I always end up buying them again. What makes a tarot deck a good one for you then, Simon? What do you look for? It's a good question, because I think if you'd asked me that a few years ago, I'd give you a different answer to what I'm going to give now. I think first and foremost, there has to be a connection. It has to. Yes, I can look at a deck that I think is really beautiful. So we talked about this. Really beautiful, aesthetically beautiful. But if I work with it for a few weeks and the only thing about it is its beauty, then I tend not to have that deeper connection with it. Whereas something like Shimmering Veil by Shimmering Veil by Cilla Conway, who's going to be a guest in a couple of weeks, by the way, here. We've talked to her about her life and her back catalogue of decks and things. If I look at Shimmering Veil, I have such a visceral reaction, and it really speaks to me, and has done since the day I took it out of the box. Sometimes they're a slow burner, but as shallow as it might sound as well, if I open a deck and the production of it is really naff, I'm instantly turned off from it. I don't like paper thin cards. I like the aesthetic, but also it has to be deeper than that as well. So I'll do a walkthrough of a deck, because I do lots of walkthroughs of decks, and I'll talk about everything in terms of the card size, the card stock, the artwork, the execution of that artwork, and I'll give a first impressions of it. But decks like Curious Travels is one of my favourite ever decks. And it's not necessarily the most beautiful artwork, but there's something about it that really speaks to me. So it's hard to say what I look for, because it's more about once I've got it and I've worked with it and I have a connection to it, it has to speak to me. And if it doesn't speak to me, then yeah, I might just think, well, it's pretty, I'll keep it. But of all my decks, and I think what I'm going to do as well, when I get to 1,000 decks, I'm going to have to cap it, because just physical space, and I'm up to 940 something. And then I'm going to do one out, one in, so it doesn't go above 1,000. But what I thought I might do is when I get to 1,000 is review them all. No, I'm not. Can you imagine? What I'm thinking I might do is like my 1% collection and then just pick out of all my decks those that really, really have a deep connection with me and why. I hope that ramble made some sort of sense. Hello, Miss Tarot D. Nice to see you. The Hush Tarot is like beer. It's a bit of an acquired taste, in my view. Yes, the 6th edition is the one I have. Love the boxes too. Not that expensive. Got it from Watkins. Yeah, Watkins stock all of Robert M. Place's decks, don't they? I bought the playing card deck from there as well when I went in the summer. And yeah, they're not that expensive. I think it was £35, which for independently produced. But then he has his own publishing company, Hermes. So I suppose he can keep the costs down as well, can't he? Perhaps more than others. Marita says, I've been tempted by more oracles than tarot this year. It's interesting you say that because I'm not a huge tarot person, but I've bought probably more tarot decks this year than any other year. Not more than tarot. Did I just say tarot? I probably bought more oracle decks this year than I have in previous years, but not more than tarot decks. And buying some back, like this one. So, the Hush for me is inconsistent. I love the Magician card in that deck. So Simon is basically buying the Hush Tarot out of peer pressure. I bought it because I regretted not giving it long enough. Because the format of the Tarot Times was, if we don't like this deck that we're reviewing, we'll give them away, and we'd do a competition. So Al and I used to end up giving quite a few. Becca always connected with hers, which was great. I think I was a little bit more sort of like, I'm not sure. So then we'd do a draw and we'd give them away as part of that channel and that sort of Tarot Times edition that we used to do. That was our format. And then afterwards, I just thought, I was a bit too quick, I think. It was more of an instant reaction to it, like, not sure I'm feeling it. I'll put it up for a giveaway. And getting it back again, I thought, actually, I need to work with things longer and I shouldn't be in too much of a rush to give things away. I have got a box. I've started the Purgatory box. Do you remember that? That was talked about a few years ago. But that's only got Oracle decks in it. And there's about 40 Oracle decks. And when Sandra came last time, she had a rummage through and took the ones that she spoke to. But I've added more to it since then because I've got a small bookshelf here of just 3 shelves. And it's already full to bursting with Oracle decks stacked and everything. And I'm like, no, if I buy an Oracle deck now, then one's got to come away. A bit like what I'm going to do with the tarot. Simon, you could do a review of one going out pitted against the one coming in. That's quite a good idea, actually, Robin. I like that. For me, a deck needs to check all the boxes. But what are those boxes, Robin, that they have to check? That's the thing, isn't it? It's the question, I suppose, was, what is it that it has to hit for you to like it? So, for me, it is everything that I mentioned, but what are the boxes? So for the box, for me, it is the quality of production. It is the artwork. It is that that you can't put into words, where you just see something and you think, whoa, that really speaks to me. Inconsistent is a good way to describe Hush. In spite of it, I still think it's evocative, and the guidebook is surprisingly down to earth and practical. Yeah, I really want to get Shimmering Veil. Is it only on an indie website? I think it's in Watkins. Silicon Ways decks are in Watkins. I'm sure I saw Shimmering Veil in there. I adore it. It's, where I think there's only been 2 occasions where I've took a deck out for review, and I get that feeling like, oh, do you know, it could move me to tears. It's that powerful. Bye, Beth. I'm going to have to wrap up soon as well. We've been on nearly an hour and a half. Silicon Way, wonderful. Look forward to that, Simon. Yeah, I'm hoping, because we tried once a few years ago and her internet wasn't strong enough for StreamYard, and she's contacted me saying she's got a better internet provider now and she'd love to connect again. But now I've given up StreamYard and I'm on this EV Mux. I'm hoping there is an invite guest button here, but I just don't know if it works the same way. Does anybody want to come on for 5 minutes while I test it? Haven't used the Tush Tarot. I haven't used the Hush Tarot for ages. Bye, Sandra. Do you mean the one by Los Scarabeo, David? My boxes are tactile, images, personal connection, system communication. Chris says, I'm so changeable. I don't really have set criteria. Sometimes you just see a deck and know it's going to straighten your basket. Yeah. And I kind of answered the question incorrectly, really, because I talked about having the deep connection, and sometimes that comes after time. So what makes me buy a deck is if I see it and I think, oh, that looks nice. I don't impulse buy anymore. At one time, when I first found this community, I would just go and buy it. Now I don't. I watch numerous walkthroughs. Unless I know a deck's coming, so if one's being sent for review and I want that element of surprise, I won't watch a walkthrough. But if it's one I'm thinking of buying, particularly if it's going to be from overseas, I'll watch lots of walkthroughs of it. So like Pixie's Pop, when Deanne showed it, I went then looking on a mission. I can come on if you want, but I'm on my phone in the living room. Send me a link then. Yeah, just to test it. You don't, because I'm going to come off soon anyway, but let me see if this works. It's saying email. You have to email it. Well, no. Let me try. We can say hello to our Chris. I bet he's like, shit, rushing around there. I would be. Right, let's try. It's going to come through Messenger, Chris. Oh, it can't work. Hold on, let me put that down a second. Okay, it's sent. Tell me if you've got that. Send me the link then. Oh, his ball's dropped. His ball's dropped. His icon ball has dropped, which means he's seen it. That came out totally wrong. It's on my wish list. I like the idea of using it that way. I have my tablet propped up on my kitchen counter as I prepare French Canadian yellow split pea soup. Oh, holly. That sounds nice. Nice for the weather. No, it's not appearing. I'm not sure how this works then. I need to figure it out before 2 weeks' time. Freudian slip. I'm sick, and this has been so much fun as I lay on the couch in front of the fire with my dogs. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. I don't think it's working for Chris. Can you type into the chat if there's what the issue is? And then ooh. It has.
Hi. Hang on, I need to put the volume up. I can't hear you.
You
Can you
can't
hear me? Okay? I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
can hear you new. I don't like the layout though. I don't know if there's a better way of. Oh, you can do it that way, but I've got that background on.
Oh God! Don't get that changed with immediate effect, please. That was zoomed right on it and on my big fat face.
Is there not like a background? I suppose I can just get a black background, can't I? Just because that's too. See the rest of videos, so like I could pop that. Oh no, that's no. Yeah, I need to put like a layer on. I think that's plain, so I could put that on and then put us into. Oh no, that don't work either. I'll need to play about. It's a good job we've done this because it's helped me to see what needs to happen.
Yeah, it's good to know there's a way we can do it if we're going to keep doing, the throwback Thursdays.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least we know it works. And hi everyone who's in the chat. I've been in the chat the whole time, like speaking.
Yeah, you was in one of the first. Naomi says we're nice and clear as well.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is just me on my phone. I don't usually come on my phone, so hopefully they'll.
Are you still using StreamYard, or did you never use StreamYard?
I always used StreamYard, but I just used the free version, Simon. So nothing's changed for me. So I've really just been continuing to use it. The only thing that I can't do that I maybe wish I could is the whole multi-streaming thing, because it would mean that I would be able to stream to both my Instagram and my YouTube, but it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Right. Was it easy to connect when I sent you the link?
So at first I just clicked on the link, you know, from Facebook Messenger, and it was just thinking. But I then went back and copied it and went into a Chrome window and pasted it in. So if you do have anyone, if you're doing this with anyone else and they're like, balls, it's not working, say to them to do that. Like just copy the link and put it in a Chrome window, because that seemed to work pretty instantaneous. So something to bear in mind. And
that it will be emailed to Scylla. Because I don't think we don't message on Messenger. We always email each other, so it will be emailed. But I'll tell her that she'll need to open Chrome to be able to do it.
Cool,
brilliant,
cool beans.
Thank you for doing that. We need to sort out a throwback, don't we?
I know we'll still do the Heimdall. That was the one we were on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then for various reasons, we just kept having to cancel it and put it forward. But what is it we normally do? It's the first Thursday of the month, is it?
Yeah, which is coming up. So not this week, next.
Yeah, it'll be the 5th. The 5th. I'm just thinking, actually, I've got a feeling I've got something on in the 5th. Okay. So bear with me. I'll have a look into it and let you know.
Yeah, and then I'm away the week after. But if not, we can kickstart it again in January in the new year.
Yeah, there's no harm in, starting it up in the new year, I guess.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Cool.
All right then. Well, thanks for helping me out. I appreciate it.
No worries at all. I just need to work out how to piss off now. How to get myself out of here. How do I get out?
Because I don't have to get rid of you.
Yeah, it might be best if you get rid of me and then I'll just work out for there. But bye, everyone.
See you later. Bye. Bless him. That was good of him. Right, so shall we let me get the comments back open just in case I missed anything. Yeah, it worked. Was there any comment? It's still down there at the bottom.
I'm trying to work out how to get out of this. Oh, I didn't know you could see me, so it's just as well that I was the right, tapped off, do you know what I mean, tits out or something like that. I'm glad that I was just trying to work out how to get out, but yeah, I can't work it out. I can't see a button. I can see a button that says live, and I don't want to press that in case I just end your live for you, because that would be a disaster.
I don't think you can end my live, but I mean, I could just remove you, but it was just seeing you there at the bottom. I've got to put you back on. See you later.
See ya.
Bye. Right, what shall we? Let's pull a tile. We've not used the tarot tiles for a while, and I've tried not to chuckle because I still see Chris at the bottom. Oh, he's gone. He's done it. He's a big shake up. Don't press the red button. Oh dear. Don't press the red button. Okay. Oh, great. We have the Three of Swords. I mean, the Three of Swords is whatever the situation, that we find ourselves in. To me, it's talking about getting to the heart of the matter and not allowing our heart to rule our head, because we need a clear head. It's often referred to as the heartbreak card, but it's about, for me, it's about acknowledging and accepting our feelings in a situation because they're valid and they're important to us. But the sword suit is about the mind, and it's about our thoughts, and to be able to move forward, you need to be self-aware and experience what there is to experience. But we often talk about head ruling the heart and heart ruling the head. In this situation, because the three as well is about going in a new direction. To go in that new direction, first we have to accept, we have to acknowledge, we need to sit with how we're feeling, we need to work through it and do the work around it, all the time keeping a clear mind and not allowing that to cloud our judgments and prevent us from seeing a way through it. So yeah, it's never a nice card to pull. There's certain cards, isn't there, within the tarot where we pull it for the week ahead and we see something like that and we think, oh, great. If I'd pulled that last week with the week ahead I think I'd have stayed in bed all week with the week I had coming up. But I pulled the Six of Wands, which was perfect, and it played out. Chris is back in the chat. Am I gone now? You're gone now, Chris. That was funny. Anyway, I'm now looking at this and thinking, how do I end this? Because what I'm not able to do on this eView Mux is put the outro and intros in. It just won't take it for some reason. I need to spend some time with it and work out why. It's saying I haven't got an encrypted something or other. So I just have to end it now. But I could put a layer on anyway. And that way, at least, there's some kind of outro on there that we can use. But thanks for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.